Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, all praises and double honors due to Yahweh Bashim Mashal Kumalak Yahushai. Second, his brother Yaradan. WFI Detroit coming back at you with yet another cold cut. Today in this cold cut, right, we're going over Joshua 24 and 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom ye will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served that were on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land ye dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Right? In other words, this is a question, and it's not a rhetorical question. Right? Our forefathers, whenever they spoke to Israel, it's really a question. Right? It's a yeah or nay. You understand? Only really the Lord, asks rhetorical questions. But the point is this. Joshua said to his people, are you going to serve the gods of the heathen, or are you going to serve the gods that Noah served in Shem? Right? Who are you going to serve this day? This is a genuine question. This is the same question that we ask our people to this very day. Right? We do this because, we know through the Spirit that there's nothing new under the sun. Right? And given the situation that we're in, we'll be wrong not to ask that question. Because once you ask that question, it sparks up a conversation. Or they'll feel cut and condemned and want to serve the Lord sincerely through the Spirit. Because they know that a lot of our people genuinely know that these religions are off and that they're wrong. Right? So who are you going to serve? Are you going to serve the gods of the Amorites and a heathen, or the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai? Who are you going to serve? This is 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 21. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long halt ye between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. And it was cut to the heart, right? Because they understood that sincerely that they have to follow the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But let's continue to read. Then said Elijah unto the people, I, even I, only remain a prophet of the Lord, but Baal's prophets are 450 men. Let them, and it's like, that's a cut, right? That's how you know they was cutting people in the ancient world too, right? In the so-called Old Testament. They was edifying and cutting our people. Right? There's nothing new under the sun. Verse 23. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves and cut him in pieces. And as we continue to read on, we read about Elijah, pretty much telling them, let's see if your God can do this. And I'll see if my God can do this. He ended up scoffing at him and getting on him and leaning on him. Right? He ended up leaning on him. And we see that Daniel did the same thing. He leaned on him. You understand? Yahushua did the same. He leaned on him. He said, oh, ye faithless generation, right, of vipers. So, the point of this cold cut is for you to self-examine, your walk in this thing. Self-examine your spirit. How are you moving? How have you been moving lately? Are you honest with yourself? Can you humbly say, okay, I haven't been praying enough. I haven't been studying enough. I haven't been reading enough. I haven't been reaching out enough. I haven't been fasting enough. Are you honest and real with yourself? If you can't be honest and real with yourself, how can you do good to anybody else? So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 5. It's like your 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. You have to prove your own self at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be you and the Lord, right? You have to work out your own salvation. You can't always be dependent upon brothers for breakdowns and sisters for counsels and brothers for counsels, right? It's you and the Lord at the end of the day. You have to make sure that you work out your own salvation. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahushua Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. But if you're a reprobate, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, he's not going to be in you. So let's bring it out. This is what a reprobate is. Rogue, rascal, good for nothing, degenerate, right? Debauchery, evildoer, sin, bad egg, or rottener. right? A blackguard, a rapscallion, right? Are you going to be a rapscallion in this thing, or are you going to serve the Lord and examine yourself, right? So that's just the quick message of today. You know, Lord willing, Israel will get edified through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. And, you know, start examining yourself daily. Make sure you're doing what you have to do to serve the Lord right before all hell and death comes to America, because best believe it's coming. And if you don't know the signs, then I'll call you foolish. Because, again, you can't always depend on another brother to break things out and bring things out to you. You have to work out your own salvation. Not only meaning, read and study and let the Holy Spirit work with you to understand the precepts, right, in certain cases. But you also have to be aware of the signs of the times. Because if you're not being a real follower of Christ. Because the Lord told us to be watchful, right? So you don't be tempted. So with that, bid Israel Shalom.